Yeah.
So I'm familiar. I've never been in.
Oh, for sure.
And only actually opened it up. I got a really good photograph of a page.
Sounds fine. Two. It's only.
You changed it.
So, remember, so.
Every now and then.
And now I'm like,
Me too. Which stage?
channel set.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing I've researched it.
She's you.
I know.
The news and events.
Hey, John.
Oh, I didn't know that was a camera.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're live streaming.
we're live streaming, so
I thought
grab a seat.
that was a mount waiting for.
I know.
No, we're not as
I was
fancy.
joking. I was joking. I didn't know where to put the VHS.
You're really like. Oh, you're so- No, you're not.
Okay, welcome everybody. This is a really exciting day. I have to say, by the way, I'm April, Chief Messier. I'm president of the National D-Day Memorial here. And this is actually a day that I have been, it's bittersweet in many ways, waiting for a very long time. Lucille, I'm very close to Lucille. She's been a part of my life for many years, since I was a little girl. And this is a story that has impacted all of us who know the family, and all of us who are here at the memorial. We've told the story so many times. This is just an incredibly moving story that everybody can relate to when we talk about D-Day, because it humanizes the story of D-Day. And so I want to first of all thank John Bogus is here with us today, and John is Lucille's son. And so he's representing the family with us today, and we are going to have time for some questions afterwards. So John will be here as well as myself. Before we do that, I just want to kind of lay a little groundwork, and I'm going to read that because I'll get very emotional if I don't. So this will help me get through this. But as you all well know, the National D-Day Memorial exists here in Bedford, Virginia, due to the staggering toll the events of D-Day, June 6, 1944, took on this small community. 19 local men of Company A, 116th Infantry Regiment, 29th Division, died on Omaha Beach, along with another man from Company F, all likely killed in the first hour of the invasion of Normandy. Among those 20 men were two brothers, Bedford and Raymond Hoback. Nearly 6 weeks after D-Day, on Sunday, July 16th, the parents and siblings of the Hoback brothers were preparing for church when they heard a knock at the door. The sheriff here in Bedford County had come to deliver a telegram to John and Macy Hoback, informing them their son, Bedford, had been killed in action. The anguished family received a second telegram the following day with the news Raymond was missing in action. The Army would eventually confirm Raymond's death, although his body has never been recovered. In early August 1944, John and Macy Hoback received a package from a West Virginia soldier, Harold Creighton, of the 453rd Amphibian Truck Company. Inside was the black leather-bound Bible Mrs. Hoback gave Raymond for Christmas in 1938. His letter, which we have here, expressed sympathy and hopefulness. In his letter, Creighton went on to say, "You have by now received a letter from your son saying he is well. I sincerely hope so. Unaware of the fate of Raymond, Creighton would not have known there were two brothers of the Hoback family to fall that day. In the decades following D-Day, the story of Raymond Hoback and his recovered Bible would become known internationally. For the account in Alex Kershaw's best-selling History of the Bedford Boys, Raymond's sister, Lucille, told the author, "My mother always treasured the Bible so much. She said that next to her son, she would have wanted to have his Bible." The story inspired our very own Death on Shore piece, one of the evocative sculptures here at the memorial. The piece features an unnamed soldier at the water's edge, a lost Bible beside him as he breathes his last breath. It was Raymond's Bible that sculptor Jim Brothers used as the model for the Bible and the sculpture. Tens of thousands of memorial visitors see the sculpture and hear the story of the Hoback brothers each year. From this day forward, they won't see the Bible represented in bronze. They won't just see it represented in bronze. They'll be able to come in here and have the privilege of viewing the actual Bible that Raymond carried with him on shore that fateful day. With great honor and gratitude, we at the National D-Day Memorial Foundation are delighted to share that Raymond Hoback's Bible is now part of the memorial's permanent artifact collection. On the foundation's behalf, I accepted the cherished family heirloom from Lucille Hoback Bogus, Raymond and Bedford Hoback's sister, doing a small private gathering of staff and family earlier this month. With the Bible, the family also donated Creighton's letter and a telegram informing Raymond was missing in action, both original to the memorial's collection. The three artifacts will be on exhibit together here inside the Frida A. Ring Education Quonset Hut, and someday inside our memorial's planned education center as part of a regular exhibit that everyone will be able to see for many, many, many years to come. The foundation thanks Lucille and the family. John, thank you. Not only for entrusting us with these precious gifts, and they are precious, that enable us to more fully share not just what was lost on D-Day, but who we lost. And we thank her for her leadership and her dedication to keeping the memories of her brothers and the thousands of sons who died on D-Day that day alive for future generations. Lucille has worked so hard through the years. She served many years on our board of directors. She was instrumental in bringing awareness to the D-Day story. Even through her own tragic loss and pain, she continued to give so much back to us here and to make sure these stories were told. And we were very grateful for her and what the impact that she's had. I've known Lucille my whole life. The story of Raymond's Bible still brings tears to my eyes, obviously. It's a story that resonates with our visitors who become also very emotional when we share the story about this unthinkable loss of a mother and father who clung to their last tangible connection to their son, which was the Bible that they had given him and that he treasured so much. We will continue to cherish the Bible, and we will use it to teach the lessons and preserve the legacy of D-Day for new generations so that they can understand the true meaning of sacrifice and preserving our freedom. So we are honored, and we thank you, John. We thank the family for allowing us to have this. That has been such a treasured part of you all's family for so long, and we're delighted to be able to share this with our guests from here on out. So thank you, and we're going to take any questions you all have for me or John, and we can just do individual, however you all want to do that. We can take them as a group, or we can do some individual, however you want.
John, how did you persuade your mother to donate now instead of while she was still living?
Yeah, well, I think her intention always was to donate it after her death. But we kids have been giving her a little pressure over the last, especially a couple of months, just making sure she's aware of the fact that something unexpected could happen. And so she finally relented, I guess, to get us to stop. And she was actually very happy that she was part of the process instead of it being done after her death. So I think it brought a lot of comfort and peace to her that she was a part of the process.
And How we use that.
Yeah.
She was stored in a briefcase in our office.
Wow.
The letter was stored separately in a safe, but it was a little more fragile, but still not ideal.
Can you just mention to everybody kind of growing up that, how,
Yeah. So the kind of two phases. One is while my grandparents were still alive, because that's a different experience to after. So when my grandparents were still alive and living in the home place, there were a number of things that were stored in a front parlor. It was a small farmhouse, but had a very neat, tidy parlor. There were lots of artifacts in there, like Purple Hearts and other things. I assume the Bible was in there, not 100% sure. But my grandmother wasn't particularly a fan of folks going in there because it was kind of the shrine. When after she passed, it was a little more lax about going in there. And then after both grandparents died, then different pieces went to different surviving children. But my mom was able to retrieve the Bible and the letters after her parents died.
and she lovingly kept them?
She did.
Very
But
secure?
it's having been through the process, and I know you all have seen it with the veterans. No one really talked about it probably until the 40th anniversary or so. And my mom was kind of the kid sister for a lot of the vets. So the 29th Division Association used to meet fairly often in Bedford. And kid sister Lucille would come along, and the vets were starting to open up. And so then the conversation could really start about all the artifacts, the Bible included, that before would have been just sort of locked away.
I'd like to jump in for a second because I know there's interest in talking to both John and April individually and getting them properly hooked up. So if you can kind of break it down, and I'll let you two divide and conquer. And I'll also let everyone know what we have on the table up here. We have the Bible, of course, the Raymond Hoback telegram informing his parents to use action, the letter that accompanied the Bible and the package that Hoback received. We also have a photo of Jeff on shore to help you identify it if you'd like to go get video or images afterwards. It's in our beach tableau on the main plaza. And then, of course, the photos of the Hoback brothers and they're identified on the board, so you know which is which. And if you have any questions, please let us know. John Long, our Director of Education, will assist with the items. If you want to get, pictures of the inside pages, just don't touch anything, he'll handle it. Yeah, we want to be very careful. It's been for a while. So. And thank you all for being here. If you have any questions for me, just let me know.
Can you open, links to open, so show that page